But first, please welcome to the blue corner for your opening preliminary contest, Juan Sanchez.
All right, Juan Sanchez, first man out, second time making the walk to the Fury Amateur Series cage, coming off that debut loss where he got tapped in round 1 at Fury Amateur Series 55 by Ibrahim Khan. And good learning moment for the young man, and he's excited to get back inside the cage, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, a very pivotal fight, your second fight coming off a debut loss. Very pivotal fight, in my opinion. This will kind of tell a story about how you react to, a little adversity, and then how you rebound from this. I'm sure we're going to see a better Juan Sanchez than we saw in the first fight, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And the guys from John here, pretty sharp striking. They're getting well-rounded, but really it's how slick they are on the feet that really kind of sets them apart.
Juan Sanchez training out of John's Gym, coming out of Austin, Texas. Actually grew up and is on the LA West Coast side of things, also in Guanajuato, Mexico, El Fantasma. Juan Sanchez. Something to clean up. Came in at 128.2. We'll see our tail of the tape in a second. Juan is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Soloman August.
Soloman August, also going inside the cage for the second time ever as an amateur. 0-1, lost to Jorge Regalado at Fury Amateur Series 55 in November via armbar. A lot of excitement for Soloman August, too.
Yeah, pivotal fight for Soloman August. Coming back after a debut loss. We'll see how he reacts, Alex. Will he come back better? Will he come back? How will that loss affect him? This will tell a big story. Just like his opponent, it'll tell a big story about him.
Yeah, and we didn't really have a lot of info on these guys. They're both, 0-1, but this man is out of elite, and they're really known for their grappling, kind of credentials. So I would not be very surprised if August here has a game plan to get this fight to the ground. Maybe, put Sanchez back in those tough submission positions to find his first amateur win.
Still young in his career, blue belt in jiu-jitsu, has done some taekwondo growing up. When we look at our tail of the tape, brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available wherever you get podcasts. Look at that reach advantage here for Juan Sanchez, 5 inches, height 2 inches. And again, he came in overweight at 128.2 for this flyweight bout. But that's what these amateur fights are for, trying to figure out the weights, trying to figure out your weight cuts. Let's see what happens inside the cage. Let's get our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening preliminary contest brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Flyweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 128.2 pounds. Fighting out of Austin, Texas, by way of Guanajuato, Mexico, today he seeks his first amateur win. This is Juan Sanchez. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in at 124.2 pounds. Fighting out of Baytown, Texas, today he too seeks his first amateur win. This is Soloman August. Your referee in charge of the action, John Herzog.
John Herzog getting the first assignment of the night. Both guys are inside, ready to go. See what they've been working on.
Yeah, I remember I was at weigh-ins and Sanchez had busted in August. His team said if he didn't make weight, they weren't going to take the fight. And I know he weighed in again later, but it looks like he did make it, and the fight's going down anyway. like you said, Raheel, you know, you have your amateur career to clean that kind of stuff up.
Yeah, and it's tough, right? If you are Soloman August, you trained, you made the weight, and you're ready to go. And if your opponent misses it in an amateur fight, especially the second one, you kind of have to bite the bullet there, in my opinion, because you do want experience. You don't want to go through an entire fight camp. And, you know, usually we are very busy at Fury, but it's going to be another month before our next show here in Houston. So you kind of just have to say, all right, I'm just going to take this fight.
Yeah, and then one of my amateurs on the last card, his opponent busted, but I was like, I mean, it stinks, but we'll take it. We want the experience, you know, so 100% Raheel.
Yeah, and also, you know, we got to remember they're playing with this too. Whenever they're, you know, they're trying to learn how, because Alex, as you know, cutting weight, if you got to weigh 170, you want to weigh 170. You don't want to have to go down to, you don't want to be 168. You don't want to be 167 because it takes, those last 2 pounds take a lot out of you.
Ooh, big connect there for Sanchez in the blue gloves. Oh, nice kick.
Yeah, August has to get his back off the cage. He was taking a lot of big shots. Decent defense, but still doesn't take a lot for those punches to sneak through.
Oh, man. The 25-year-old Juan Sanchez having his way right now. Soloman August trying to get something going.
Yeah, this is where, like, nice little lead hook there from August, or rear hook. But this is where, like, initiating the clinch. Oh, a nice little spinning rope there from Sanchez. Yeah, you got to do some damage mitigation if you're August. His coaches are asking him to take a shot, which I think is a great idea. Even if it fails, he ends up in guard, but still better than, you know, eating big uppercuts.
There he goes, closed the distance. He was looking for an opportunity to get inside. Sanchez was doing a good job. That's a bad spot to be in right there. Hammer fist distance from Juan Sanchez. Man, Juan Sanchez has thrown a lot of punches here in this first round.
He's landed a lot of them, too. Finally, the finished takedown there from August.
About 10 seconds to work with, excuse me.
You know, that's the most success he's had thus far in this first round, but I don't think it's enough to win it. I mean, Sanchez really did find a home for a lot of his strikes.
No, definitely not. Soloman August was basically just trying to hide his face in there and not take some of those punches. It's good that he got the takedown because, you know, Juan Sanchez was landing a lot of punches there in the first round.
Some good-looking kicks there as well.
Yeah.
For Juan Sanchez, as we take a look at our highlights here. That big right that connected.
Yeah, August had a pretty tight guard, so, I mean, he was able to deflect a lot of those shots, but those forearms close, and it does not take much to find a little hole. I've even seen MMA fights where guys' guards were fully up, and the punch hit them in their gloves, into their head, and still rocked them. That's always wild. Speaking of which, we got some dynamic, powerful strikers coming up later tonight. On the prelims, on the main card for sure, but man, another great fight card here from Fury.
Yeah, there's going to be some big highlights for sure, so make sure you get your subscriptions in for UFC Fight Pass. We will be live at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for Fury FC 104, where Nick Aguirre takes on John Yanis for the 135 title. Inside the cage right now, second round, Sanchez against August.
Yeah, you can tell Sanchez wants to finish this in devastating fashion. He wants it to be a highlight reel.
Oh.
Yeah, and his pressure forward, keeping his opponent's back on the cage, is giving him such a great opportunity to land a big strike. Soloman has nowhere to go. He can't move backwards and dodge these strikes with his back on that cage. It's really good cage control here from Sanchez.
Yeah, Solomon's going to have to get busy so that he can set up that takedown. He wants this fight to go to the ground.
Oh.
He's got to be careful. You can't just cover up. That's not intelligently
close
defending yourself.
Yep, that is it. A finish for Juan Sanchez. Herzog saw enough. The flurry of punches, and that was enough to get the win, guys.
what you want in your first victory. He got the finish, looked very technical doing it. You know, he had the finish with a standing kind of boxing style TKO. As a striker myself, it doesn't really get much better than that other than the one-shot sleeper, but I mean, this is certainly an excellent finish. Found some good right hands. We're looking for the openings. That was like a classic good stoppage for an amateur fight.
Yeah, when you cover up like that, you know, the best part is like, I mean, there could be a surprise shot come out of there, but you're not looking, you're having to look for a counter punch. You're just throwing punches. You can see very clearly, you can see the openings, and, you know, especially in an amateur fight, they're just not going to let you take that many punches.
First official win for the 25-year-old who calls Austin his home El Fantasma. Let's make things official. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John Herzog calls for a stop to the fight. 1 minute, 1 second into round number 2. Declaring your winner by TKO, Juan Sanchez.
El Fantasma means the ghost in Spanish.
Yep.
Very cool.